Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Python study with me. So today I'm learning object oriented programming with this channel called Code with Josh. So this channel, this video length is about 7 hours. So what I do, nowadays I don't read any books. So I watch the video, mm, any video, and then I just copy that transcript, and then I paste chat gpt, then I paste chat gpt or any other tools. So all the my before videos, like all the previous videos, I just explain to how I use different type of AI tools. But today video I'm gonna use this only chat gpt. So now I just replicate his word by word, what he explained through this video. I just replicate with help of chat gpt, and then I also copied that segment, and then I paste in another tab. Then I ask different type of question or different type of doubt. But first, but before doing so, I can replicate, so I can understand all the terminology, all the word before, because the more you read, the better understanding or the better algorithm in your brain we can build. That's why I'm reading it, and it's very helpful. So this way I'm just learning. Not only I'm watching video, but I'm also prepare myself all the basic concept, and so I can understand the fundamental things. So then you can be a good developer. Okay, so let's read out. And yeah, so first, that video portion says what is an object oriented programming. Well, let's read word by word. This is lesson 1. Okay, before we jump in and start coding, we need to begin at the very foundation and understand what object oriented programming is. So or simply in short, OOF. So OOF is a way to organize code that makes it easier to understand, manage, and reuse. It's built around the concept of objects. These objects are like blocks of code, each having its own properties, like method and function, or properties or attributes and function or methods. Simply put, you can think of objects as building blocks or legos. Just like how legos can be used to create complex design, object can be used to build complex programs. All right. And the core concept of OOF. So one major concept in OOF is encapsulation. So there are four main concepts: encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, and polymorphism. Okay. So because I know, so that's why I told you. So this is the first, encapsulation. So this means hiding all internal details of a specific object from the outside. By doing this, the code becomes easier to manage and understand because each object controls its own internal workings. Then there is a holy grail of OOF, like inheritance. Like inheritance makes programming with object powerful. It allows us to create classes which are like blueprints. These blueprints can then be used to create multiple objects that share the same properties and methods, and this helps reduce repetition and promotes consistency. All right, and then the next topic or next portion is that understanding object with example. Okay, let's look at what an object really is. Imagine we have three different objects: object 1, object 2, object 3. Each object has its own attributes like color. They all look different and behave differently, but fundamentally they are still all objects. For example, all of them could be squares. So remember, an object has its own properties, attributes, and action, meaning what the object can do. Here the fun example: a birds. Let's say we have four different bird objects. All of them share some common properties, like like having two legs and the ability to fly. But each bird also has unique traits. For example, a hummingbird is only found in the Americas, a unique attribute not shared by all by the others. Okay, so in the upcoming session, yeah, like we will use such real world analogies and example to understand OOF concept more deeply. But for now, just log in these key ideas like objects, class, encapsulation, inheritance, and the idea that OOF helps build structure, reusable and efficient code. So this is the first segment, and then 13 minutes to we're going to read out almost 22 minutes. Let's read out. So the concept is object oriented programming explained. In object oriented programming, if there is one word I want you to remember, instance. While I prefer using the term object in most programming documentation, you will often see the word instance. An instance is an object. It's a concrete example created from a class. Think of a class like a family, a group of similar objects under one conceptual roof. For example, you could have many different kinds of bird, parrot, owl, hummingbirds. Okay, they're all different, but at the end of the day, they are all birds. That's the class. When you refer to one of them specifically, say a parrot, you are talking about an object or instances of the bird class. All right. Then the second, it's a brainstorming challenge. Brain, yeah, brains, yeah, brainstorming challenge. So what it is? I think this concept is very helpful. You have to brainstorming, you have to link all the idea and you have to try to you have to connect the dots, right? So I think yeah, that's called brainstorming. So to reinforce this concept, here's a quick challenge. Think of three different classes like families, and for each class, think of three example object. For instance, class bird, like object owl, hummingbird, canary. Pause here, take 5 minutes to come up with your own. Write down what you think of before continuing. All right. So example answer, like here are some example classes and their respective object. Class vehicle, like object car, truck, van, luxury vehicle. Class furniture, chair, sofa, table, bed. And then class in a country, USA, Thailand, Vietnam, France, UK, whatever it is. So these examples show how OOF helps organize code by grouping related entities under a shared structure class while still allowing each object to be unique. So foundation, yeah, and this is the you should have before going to the second topic, right? Yeah, so if you don't know, so this portion I'm not gonna read out. So yeah, so now what we can do, we can go next portion. I think 22 minutes to, let's see how, yeah, 32. So now I'm gonna read out the next portion, 22 minutes to 32 minutes. So yeah, the things is introduction to object in Python with Turtle. In this lesson, we will begin working with objects in Python. This will strengthen your understanding of what an object is and how you use it. To do that, I'm introducing a special Python module called Turtle. At first, this seems like a kid's drawing tool. You might be thinking, I sign up for an object-oriented programming course. Why are we using this? But over the years, I have found that the Turtle module is a hidden gem for learning OOF concept. It visually reinforces how objects work, which helps build a solid foundation. All right, understanding Turtle object. In the image of an left, we have 9 turtle objects. Although they are all turtlet, each one has unique properties like color, speed, and they perform different action. or methods. This difference highlight how objects share a class but still behave uniquely. Methods and properties in OOF. Let's revisit two important keywords from that lesson. Method. A method is simply a function inside a class. A property is a variable inside a class. So two terms is very important. Method is a simply a function inside a class. Property is a variable inside a class. Say it loudly if needed. For example, think how about think about how you define and use variables and function and apply that same logic inside a class. Properties example. Here are some example properties. Color is equal to maroon, like linked to object owl. Speed 5 linked to object parrot. Width, width 2 linked to object canary. So each of these properties is associated with a specific object that belongs to the bird class, just like we discussed earlier with the bird family: owl, hummingbird, canary, and parrot. Each object has distinct property values. Okay, so method example. On the right, we have three methods. They look like regular function, a name followed by parentheses, but just like properties, a method must be linked to an object in order to work. Every action or behavior method and every trait property is tied to a particular object. This core to how object works. Writing basic turtle code. Import turtle, t1 turtle dot turtle, like we call it, it's object 1, object 2, and then same t1 dot color orange, t2 color purple, and then we pass in the argument like 150 and the turtle dot done. Explanation, we import the turtle module and code structure breakdown. Yeah, so common turtle property and method, property like color blue, assign a color to the turtle object, value must be string. Okay, white, with 3 sets the white of the drawing pen. And then methods, save turtle, circle, speed, forward, left, right. More useful method, left the turtle pen of the screen so it moves with the drawing. Visual learning with turtle. Using turtle lets you see object in action. Each turtle is an object. By assigning them properties and method, you can see how OOF concept translate visually from abstract code to tangible result. This reinforces your mental model and depends your understanding of how classes and object interact. So this is the, I think, 20-minute readout. So I'm gonna also read out the entire video in different episode, because just I'm learning how I learn, and this is a raw and real. Okay, so because I believe learning is the one way out to give you from your your situation to where you want to want. Because if you are from nothing, so you have to you have to attract everything. So not by saying it you can get it, but by doing it you can get it. So that is the whole point. Just I show you how I'm how much I raw, like how I am raw, and yeah, just I'm showing my rawness. So thank you.